Baseball is back and it's opening day here in St. Louis as the Redbirds take on the Milwaukee Brewers. I am Hannah Yates. Welcome into our 2021 St. Louis Cardinals opening day live stream special where we preview the big day ahead and dive into all that makes this day unique in this special city. One of the biggest differences is that fans are back in the stands for the first time since 2019. Capacity inside Busch Stadium is limited at 32%, which is roughly 14,700 fans. Unfortunately, the Cardinals Hall of Famers will not ride in their red jackets this year. But yes, to all those who are wondering, the Budweiser Clydesdales will be back at Busch for their famous lap around the track as part of the pregame ceremony. But the storyline of the day is the duo that never seems to age. When Yadier Molina took his place behind home plate in the Cardinals season opener, it was the 1,990th time he did so with the team, which according to Major League Baseball is the longest streak for any catcher in one organization. This will be Wainwright's 16th season with the Cardinals, and as the oldest player in the National League, he was the team's most consistent starter in 2020 with a 3.15 ERA through 10 starts. And today, they'll make the start together. Prior to the game, Cardinals manager Mike Shildt announced that Paul Goldschmidt will be out of the lineup due to a lower back tightness. Matt Carpenter will get the start at first base. And with more on today, we head down the street where our Ahmad Hicks is live from Busch Stadium. Ahmad.
Hey guys, happy opening day. It'll be a familiar sight when fans come back to the stadium today to see the game. Now when the game gets underway in 30 minutes, another familiar sight. And no, I'm not talking about all these fans that'll be here, although that is a sight for sore eyes after looking at an empty ballpark for nearly one season. But Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina will take the mound for their 276th time together, and they'll do so trying to pick up a big win. When speaking to reporters a while back, Adam Wainwright said he just loves to play with Yadi because Yadi is just one of the best players ever, and Yadi said that he loves playing with Adam Wainwright. He said he wishes he could catch him every day. And Waino also talked about how he continues to be amazed by Yadi and what he's able to accomplish year in and year out. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
He's a special guy, but I mean, I just can't believe he can still catch every inning and still wants to catch every inning that's ever presented. You know, he wants to catch 7 days a week, every single inning, no matter what. You know, with maybe an off day every now and then, and even when he does get an off day every now and then, he's gonna act like he doesn't want it, anyways. You know, just because he's special like that.
That guy never wants to take a day off, and can you blame him when he's as good as Yadi? I mean, when you're as good as Yadi, you want to be on the field every single day helping your team win a game. So, Hannah, I know you have a question you want to ask me about opening day, so fire away.
Ahmad, absolutely. Well, as a St. Louis native yourself, I know you have to have at least one favorite memory over the years growing up from a Cardinals home opener. If you had to choose that one favorite memory, what would it be?
See, I think there's too many to choose from. I just think growing up in St. Louis like I did, going to Kirkwood schools, every home opener was an experience because when you walked around school around 2 o'clock, every television that they had in that building was on a Cardinals game. So I can't really pick one home opener. I would just have to say all of them in general. I love the atmosphere, and I love the atmosphere that Kirkwood surrounded us with, being able to watch the home opener from every classroom or every hallway that we had there.
Absolutely. It's a great place to grow up. Ahmad, thank you so much. We will have more coverage from him later on in our Cardinals special airing at 7 p.m. Ahmad, thank you. Yadi and Waino's former teammate and St. Louis native Kyle McClellan says he's thrilled to watch these two in action today as he reflects on his major league debut, which just happened to be on opening day in 2008.
I was so glad that year we started in St. Louis. So my first game as a major leaguer was here in St. Louis in front of all my friends and family. I just happened to pitch that night also, which made it even better. But, you know, as a kid, I went to so many games. I mean, my dad worked for Oscar Mayer and he was in charge of the season tickets for them. And so we always plucked the good games of their block of seats. And so we would, I think that was the only time it was okay to maybe miss a few hours of school and get picked up early, was to go to opening day. So I remember going there with my parents. I mean, so many great memories as a kid growing up at Busch Stadium and going to that opening day, and then to flip it and to be in the car, you know, going around. Man, it was weird. It was a weird feeling. People knowing you, knowing your story, seeing so many familiar faces throughout as well. But to come out there in a packed house on opening day with all that energy, it just doesn't get any better.
Many former Cardinals like Kyle have taken to social media to reflect on their memories, but some memories are just being made for a handful of St. Louis Cardinals who will experience their first opening day at Busch this afternoon. I saw a lot of number 28 jerseys walking around downtown today, which is no surprise because Cardinals third baseman Nolan Arenado will officially be at Busch Stadium on an opening day in a Cards uniform, along with Dylan Carlson, John Nagowski, Edmundo Sosa, Justin Williams, and Jake Woodford. Although John Nagowski won't be a starter in the Cardinals lineup today, he was officially named to this 26-man roster after proving his worth through an impressive spring training. He led the team with 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 9 walks, just striking out 3 times. I caught up with John ahead of opening day to discuss his 7-year grind to get here.
It was a long path. I played at Florida State for 3 years, got drafted by the A's, played for 3 years with the A's, and then I got released. I went to Indy Ball, played about a month in Indy Ball. I hit real good, and then ended up getting picked up by the Cardinals, went straight to Springfield. The same spring training I got released by the A's, I played Indy Ball, I played in Springfield, and then I went to the Fall League that year for the Cardinals. So pretty incredible year. I went back to Springfield, played a season, played about a half, and then I broke my finger. So I had to get some screws in that, pretty much missed most of the second half. Got back, played well, went to the Dominican winter ball that season. Had a good season over there, then came back, went to my first big league camp, made my debut last year. And then this year made the team out of camp, so pretty awesome.
Heading into this spring training, what was your mentality that may have been different from the past that maybe you could attribute to some of the success you had?
I don't know. I don't think there was a ton that was different. I'm pretty competitive, pretty intense guy on the field, so I've kind of had to battle for every opportunity or an opportunity. You know, every at-bat that I took, if I didn't have good at-bats the previous day, I probably wasn't going to be in the lineup the next day, or at least that's how I kind of perceived it. So I kind of took that mentality to spring training as if I earn a spot, you know, or I earn an opportunity, then I need to do something with it and get another shot the next day. So I kind of took that intensity, whether it was the last out of the last spring training game on, you know, whenever it was in the middle of the week. And, you know, it was the same game for me that I kind of had grown up playing and played in AA or AAA. I just take every at bat like it's my last one and try to earn a spot for the next day.
What was that experience like for you, that conversation with Mike Schilt when you found out the news?
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was incredible. It's kind of something that you've dreamed about. You know, you've seen videos of guys on YouTube getting the call and letting them know that, hey, you made the roster. And it was awesome. I think Skip said he could see me smiling under the mask. And, you know, I think I teared up a little bit, tried to hold it together for most of the interview. But as soon as I got out of there, I kind of just broke down and took a minute to just kind of take it all in, walked out to the field and just sat there just by myself for a minute. And Ollie, our bench coach, Marmol, came out and he was right behind me, just gave me a big hug, and I just kind of broke down there. It was pretty emotional. I mean, there's so many feelings that go into it. It's kind of something that you think about your entire career, what it's going to be like, and then it actually happens. And to be able to call my parents, to be able to call my girlfriend, like, they've sacrificed so much throughout all this, and that was the most special thing. Like, I'm just going to try to do the same thing, just take it all in and, you know, really enjoy that opening ceremony. And then as soon as it's over, it's baseball time. And from everything that I've heard from Carp, from Waino, from Yadier, all these guys, they said it is absolutely incredible. Enjoy it, write it down, take a ton of pictures. So that's my plan.
Like Nagowski, Cardinals outfielder Dylan Carlson also made his major league debut in 2020, but neither have gotten the full taste of the majors. Although Corey Miller joining us, that may not be obvious given Carlson's track record at the plate through 2 series in 2021.
Hannah, we've been hearing about Dylan Carlson for what seems like forever now, and he has arrived. He's in the starting lineup, going to hit 6 actually on his first opening day at Busch Stadium. He's only got 3 hits so far this season, but they're all home runs, and he had a grand slam last night that everybody is still talking about. Carlson, one of the top prospects in baseball. They're counting on him a lot this year to anchor that Cardinals lineup. Today, especially with Paul Goldschmidt out because of precautionary reasons of that lower back. Carlson, that switch hitter, they can put him anywhere in the lineup. And fans, they come out to see Arenado, but they're here to see their young stud too, who they've been waiting for. And he can do some special things. In his first opening day, I wouldn't put it past him to give everybody in attendance there a memory to last a lifetime. The Clydesdales have made their run. We're talking about Hall of Famers now, and Lou Brock and Bob Gibson, and honoring them as well. It's really finally starting to feel like opening day, and for all these guys who it's their first time, I can't even imagine what's going through their minds right there as they're getting ready to make that first trek and be introduced for the first time at Busch Stadium. Should be a special day for sure. Hannah, I'll send it back to you for now.
All right, Corey, thank you so much. So someone else who's making that first opening day appearance at Busch Stadium, a Cardinal that people know well at this point, Nolan Arenado, another all-star in town, and someone who's already making his mark in this lineup. The Cardinals will kick off a 6-game homestand beginning today with the 3-game series against the Brewers. The Redbirds are coming off a sweep in Miami, with Jack Flaherty being the first Cardinals starter to endure more than 5 innings this season in Wednesday's start. With more on questions surrounding Cardinals pitching, we touch base with the newest Cardinals beat writer for The Athletic, Katie Wu.
April is supposed to be kind of the let's ease into this, let's take our time. But hey, with 2/5 of the rotation injured, I thought the rotation really stepped up. Adam Wainwright starting Cincinnati was an anomaly. He's hopefully not going to only go 2 1/3 each time. I think you'll see a much better performance from him today. I'm sure the environment at Busch Stadium will really help. But I thought over the first 5 starts, the rotation really had to grind it out, and they did. It wasn't the prettiest of outings for anyone, but more or less they got the job done.
You mentioned the grind of that rotation and how the bullpen's been affected so early, just taxed early on in this season. What's been your opinion so far on the management of the bullpen and just that productivity to this point?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. We've talked to Mike Schilt plenty of times about the bullpen because it is really such an impactful and exciting part of this Cardinals team. They are in a good spot, as in they don't really have designated roles for anybody. You'll see guys in certain spots, but they haven't named an official closer. You saw Jordan Hicks come out in the 6th in Miami, and then he comes out again and closes up in 9th. You have Alex Reyes, just every single person in that bullpen plays a specific component that I think is going to change throughout the season. But what I'm really encouraged by is their ability to just go out there, get outs, and if you hand the ball over to the bullpen in the 7th inning, you're in really good hands. I would not want to be an opposing team facing those guys.
And to wrap this up, I've never been the biggest fan of predictions, but looking at the big season picture, how do you see this season playing out based on what you've seen? Only a few games into this season, but maybe some positives that you've seen so far.
You know what? I think that this division is, everyone is pretty even matched. I know the Cardinals are favored to win, but not by a lot. I would not be surprised if this goes down to the wire to the final series, maybe even final game of this 162 game season. You know what? And as passionate and thrilling as it would be for Cardinals fans, I imagine it will be a very stressful September with, all 4 teams, it looks like, the Brewers, the Cubs, and the Reds, and the Cardinals, unfortunately no Pirates. Those 4 will be battling it out, I think, for top spot in the division all season long. And I think as a baseball fan, that's all you can really ask for is exciting, meaningful games all year long.
The Brewers head into St. Louis today with a 3-3 record following 2 victories over the Cubs on the road, and it's time to make some predictions on the big day today. So we check back in with our Corey Miller, who joins us with his predictions for the day. Corey, I know you've been thinking about this one for quite a while, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely, Hannah. It's starting to get real here. My first prediction is that this game is going to not start directly on time because Colton Wong is the first batter of this game, and Cardinals fans are going to make sure and give him a very long ovation, which is going to be really nice. We know how much Colton loves this city and these fans, so that's my first prediction. Today, the Cardinals usually show up on opening day at home, so I'm thinking a big game from Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina to turn back the clock a little bit and give everybody another memory in their long and storied relationship as Cardinals. So I think the Cardinals win today, and hopefully it'll give them a slingshot to the top of that NL Central, as Katie was talking about. It could be a really interesting division with the Reds looking great so far. The Cubs are always going to be there, and the Brewers have shown they have what it takes. Pitching-wise, they've got a couple of stud pitchers that can definitely keep them in contention. So it's going to be a fight all year long for the Cardinals, but today on opening day, you can't bet against Yadi and Waino. I got the Cardinals.
Right, absolutely. That's a great point there. Corey, great insight as usual. Thank you so much. I'm going to go with the Cardinals getting the win. Adam Wainwright lasting more than 5 innings, and I'll even add in a home run from Dylan Carlson for some hype. Why not? It's a great day. That is all of our time for today. The Cardinals and the Brewers in the 2021 home opener at Busch Stadium. Enjoy the game.